Kurt
Poe
Sloan.
like punch some woman who was baking cookies or something?
Yeah, his mother,
like that.
Kurt Sloan's mother, basically.
Hey guys, in this video we're going to get the truth and some really cool history behind the film Kickboxer, which Sheldon Lettich is going to share, and he was around that whole time, right? Writing Bloodsport, writing, directing Lionheart, Double Impact, and I always wondered, why wasn't Sheldon involved with Kickboxer? Well, actually he was quite involved, and we're going to hear all about that, but for more cool stories, make sure to check out his new book, From Vietnam to Van Damme. I'll link it in the description below.
When Mark DiSalle and I had our first meeting, before Frank Dukes, Van Damme, any of that, he was just looking for a writer, and I think he'd heard that I was working on Rambo 3, so takes me out to lunch. Actually, we were. It's when I was cutting Firefight. I was in this very low budget editing facility in Hollywood, and Mark had his editor, Ruben, who ended up working on Cyborg. Ruben Mazzini was next door, cutting porno movies for Mark. Mark had produced a few pornos.
Sure.
It's true. Okay. So Ruben had talked with me a few times. He watched a little bit of Firefight. And one day he tells me, hey, the guy, my producer, would like to take you to lunch because he's looking for a writer. Okay, so I go to lunch with Mark, and Mark tells me, movie genres come in cycles. There's science fiction movies will be big for a while. Then there'll be horror movies, and then martial arts movies are due for a new cycle. There hasn't been a good martial arts movie for a long time. They were popular a few years ago, Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee. And I got an idea for a new martial arts movie that'll kickstart that cycle. And it's called Kickboxer. Okay, so he pitches this Kickboxer story to me. Did I tell you this before about basically
Kurt Poe like punch some woman who was baking cookies or something?
Yeah, his mother,
like that.
Kurt Sloan's mother, basically. Kurt Sloan defeats Tong Po in some kind of a match in the U.S. And that evening, Kurt goes home, and his mother's baking cookies or something. Tong Po sneaks into the house to get his revenge on Kurt. And as they're confronting one another, Kurt's mother walks into the kitchen, and just when Tong Po throws a kick at Kurt's head, and Kurt ducks or he misses, and Tong Po kicks Kurt's mother right in the face and kills her. Okay, she just boom, right on the floor. She's dead. Tong Po runs out of the house, and Kurt's basically there with his mother, and so now he's gonna get revenge on Tong Po for killing his mother. Well, I didn't like this idea at all.
I don't think anybody was.
You bleed like my lead. My lead. Good
cookie baker.
I said, Mark, I got what I think is a better idea for a martial arts movie. It's called Bloodsport. What? Bloodsport. Okay, wow. What a great title. Okay. All right, so tell me about Bloodsport. So I tell him about Frank Dukes, the Kumite. Frank Dukes, he's a real guy.
It's the stuff martial arts films are made of. Comic book heroes with supernatural abilities. But the most unbelievable part of Bloodsport is that it really happened. Meet Frank Dukes, the first American to win the Kumite, a deadly martial arts competition where the only rule is to win.
He he's in my little movie that I'm editing next door. You can meet him, and he can tell you all about the Kumite and all this other stuff. So then we have a meeting, but that's what led to Bloodsport. But meanwhile, with Kickboxer, Mark came back to me and wanted me to write the script. Once he made a deal with Jean-Claude, and I think with King's Road Productions, because now Jean-Claude is becoming kind of a hot item because of Bloodsport. So Mark wanted me to write the script for Kickboxer. And again, I had the same problem. I said, look, this whole thing about the mother is kind of ridiculous. What if it's a brother? What if he's got a brother? Okay. And Tong Po ends up killing the brother. And that's the impetus for Kurt to go to Thailand to have a rematch with Tong Po. And Mark liked that idea. And Jean-Claude was on board at this point. Jean-Claude liked the idea. So yeah, absolutely. Let's go with a brother. And then I came up with the other character named Taylor.
Jesus Christ, get off of me! You know you can give Americans a bad rap.
The black guy who's a Vietnam vet, because there were a lot of Vietnam vets actually living in Thailand at the time. They pretty much they would shack up with a Thai girl, marry a Thai girl, and stay in Thailand. So I came up with Taylor, and I actually had a good friend, a black guy named Kurt Taylor, who I wrote a script with. And so I named this guy Taylor. Couldn't name him Kurt Taylor because he had the same name as our hero. So I came up with that. And we were talking about me directing the movie. But again, I just had some clashes with Mark. And so Jean-Claude and I just decided, you know what? Better that I just wash my hands of Kickboxer and let me go do Wrong Bet instead, which is Lionheart. Okay, so I switched gears. Okay, I'm not working with Mark on this. I'm going to do Wrong Bet, and that worked out pretty well.
Very well. Who ended up writing Kickboxer though? Because you didn't get writing credit on that, right?
No, I actually wrote a treatment. I still have the treatment here, but I didn't. I'm not one of these credit hogs where I have to have my name on absolutely everything that I ever touched, because I actually wrote the first draft of Army of Darkness.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I said that in the book.
No, it's not in the book.
I mentioned working with Sam Raimi and those guys.
In the next part of the interview with Sheldon Lettich, we're going to get into that and also Quentin Tarantino and other people that Sheldon met back in the day. So make sure to subscribe if you're not yet subscribed to the channel and buy his book, From Vietnam to Van Damme. It's a great read.